The numbers coming out of Tesla have been absolutely disastrous. So disastrous, by the way, that Elon Musk is now admitting that maybe he should actually show up to work there every once in a while. Here is what he said on the recent Tesla earnings call.
The large slug of work necessary to get the DOGE team in place and working in the government to get the financial house in order is mostly done. And I think starting probably in next month, May, my time allocation to DOGE will drop significantly. So I think I'll continue to spend, a day or two per week on government matters for as long as the president would like me to do so, and as long as it is useful. But starting next month, I'll be allocating far more of my time to Tesla. And now that the major work of establishing the Department of Government Efficiency is done.
Get to the point, Junior. Why does it take him so long to make every single point? Okay, so he's saying there, blah, 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 I did a whole bunch of doggy stuff and now I can actually, I guess, show up to my job. So here's the thing that I don't get. Now, I assume the vast majority of you watching live or watching this clip once it goes up, you are probably more like me than you are like a CEO. So I find what we just heard to be very strange. And for the CEOs that are watching this, let me try to explain the issue I have here. So Elon Musk has a goddamn job to do, okay, as the CEO of Tesla. He got a side hustle. And on the earnings call for his actual job that has been doing really poorly, that he hasn't shown up to for months, he's going off about how awesome his side hustle is. Oh, I'm setting up all this stuff. I don't give a damn if I'm the board of Tesla. Why are you talking so much about that? We're not affiliated with that. You have a job. We expect our engineers to show up. We expect our coders to show up. We expect our salesmen to show up. If you're a janitor in a facility of Tesla, we expect you to show up. And when you don't do your job, I don't want to hear about how you have an awesome hobby and you're putting a lot of time into it. But don't worry, at some point I'll probably only do 2 days out of the week on my hobby. This is your job. Why do we go so easy on these people just because they're rich? This isn't like he gets to just cruise in every once in a while and comment on everything's great, sales are up, we're so profitable. The company is failing and you're off talking about government stuff that has nothing to do with Tesla. Expect more out of your CEO. That would be my advice. And by the way, on the doggy stuff, it isn't going well for him. He was talking about $1 or $2 trillion in savings that are not actually savings, but he's not actually even close to even estimating that anymore. Now he says we could probably do $150 billion, which means as much as it did when he said we could do $1 to $2 trillion. He just throws numbers out there. That is actually kind of like how he was as a CEO of Tesla when he's like, hey, Cybertruck, you could buy it for like $40,000 and it'll be out next year. And then it comes out 6 years later and you have to pay $100,000. He just throws these numbers out. And until we start having actual accountability for billionaires, they're gonna keep lying to us in this way. Sharon, what do you think?
Well, it's true. And he's the worst kind of CEO. Do these look funny? I don't know. I found them in a closet, in a box, and they're old and the prescription's old, but I figured why not? Listen, he's the worst kind of CEO because he has chosen, instead of putting the product first, to put himself as the face of the brand. Okay, it's just that simple. And I think the only reason the stocks may have ticked up just a hair, which doesn't matter with the overall dismal, situation over at Tesla, is because they made a calculation. At least if he kind of backs away from Doge, we won't be subjected to so much terrorism. But they don't want him back over there meddling either. But for now, it outweighs, that whole calculation. It's he doesn't get it. And in the past, let's not forget, he's put out things via tweets and social media that got him in trouble with, regulators, got the company fined. I mean, it's just silly.
Yeah.
You're not even popular. You should be like, remember when the Papa John's guy, they wanted him out of there because he kept saying the N-word and stuff. And They tried to hide him. He was no longer in the ads, Sean. He was in the background. Okay, now he's out completely, and they've got Shaq. But you gotta just go hide in the basement, which is what he sounded like. I'll just finish with this. It sounded like a hostage video. And I was not exactly concerned because I'm fine with that if he's away for a little bit, okay? Ha. But it sounded really weird.
Yeah, it's super weird. I don't know why a company would be this desperate to hold on to a person with this terrible of a reputation. It would be if like Subway on an earnings call was like, I think we should get Jared back.
God.
Or if a company was like, you know what? Kanye is generating a lot of online enthusiasm. I think we should probably get Kanye. And no, you shouldn't actually.
Yeah. Adidas doesn't want him back.
Before we move on to what people think about Doggy, I just want to read one thing. This is from a securities analyst or whatever, talking about what might happen, because I agree with you. I think Tesla, I guess in theory, wants to have him back, but like they definitely don't. Like there's no way that the other executives or engineers actually want him paying attention to what's going on there, because his ideas are terrible and he doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm sure they like that the cat is away so the mice can play or whatever. But here is what Wedbush Security says. If Musk leaves the White House, there will be permanent brand damage. But Tesla will have its most important asset and strategic thinker back as full-time CEO to drive the vision, and the long-term story will not be altered. Ugh, what are you talking about? Just let the engineers make solid electric cars. That's it. You want more Cybertrucks? Because this is how you get more Cybertrucks. This is how you get Elon Musk, by the way. Remember before Doggy, before the Cybertruck came out, when he decided, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna kill our entire supercharger network. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna kill that. The by far most successful thing that we've done, I'm gonna lay off everyone involved. That was his vision, his long-term vision. This guy is a danger to himself. He's a danger to influencers on Twitter because he'll slide into their DMs, and he's a danger to Tesla. Get rid of him, okay? If you enjoyed that, make sure that you never miss another video by subscribing. And if you want a little more, consider hitting the join button and becoming an actual member. But you're probably wondering, why the hell would I do that, John? First off, calm down. The stakes in this are very, very low. But also, when you click the join button and you become a member, you get access to bonus content that I make every week, and it's a ton of fun. You get access to tons of custom emojis and more besides that. By the way, if you join at tier 3, you even get access to a monthly member hangout with myself and other awesome people, and we always have a great time. By the way, you'll get all that going forward, but you also unlock years of the back catalog. That is literally 100 or more bonus clips, top 10 lists, debates, and more. What are you waiting for? Click the join button below. Your support powers our show, and we couldn't do it without you. Or at the very least, I wouldn't really want to try. Viewers like you keep me here. So thank you in advance for joining.